Fire away, guys.
So, what's your thoughts on the game and how it all played out?
Yeah, well, obviously very disappointed about the result, the scoreline. Yeah, that's a real negative for us. Big crowd. We wanted to show that this was a new team. But, and there's always a but, our first 20, I thought we showed what we're capable of. And at the moment, when we put pressure on, we can't convert that pressure to points, and we release pressure. And, we still seem to get disappointed on the field when we don't get the rewards that we think we deserve, which is an area we continue to work on. So, yeah, all in all disappointing, but I really like the way we came out in the first 20 in the first half and the first 15 or 20 in the second half as well. But we couldn't convert that to points. They scored 4 of their 6 tries through yellow cards when we had yellow cards. And they made us pay for that. I can't hear you, mate. You'll need to speak. Yeah. Well, I think it's always a bit of both, mate. We definitely ran out of gas at the end of the game. We had a number of blokes struggling. We've definitely got to improve that area, but I think it's always, it's holistic, mate. It's never one or the other. It's always a bit of both. He's got a fairly serious injury, I would suggest. Achilles, yeah. He's got some sort of rib injury, but we're not sure how bad that is. Well, I thought our starters were fantastic, really good. And that's obviously the future of where we're going to go.
Playing in front of the A4, I think that says biggest crowd in about 20, 22 years. Can you feel the energy of that? I guess the second half of the just to not put it together and get the result you would want.
Sorry, what was the second part of that?
I guess how disappointing was to not put it together for the fans and really get the result you wanted.
Yeah, it was loud. It was loud out there. Like I said after the game, there was 83,000 people that wanted us to play good footy. And like Eddie said, we did that for parts, but against a team like the All Blacks, if you're not there for 80 minutes, if you're down to 14 men for 20 minutes, you're asking a lot. And we've got to be so much better in that space.
Did you find out what you wanted from your halves?
Well, I think it's still a work in progress. The team's very much a work in progress, but what I liked about the team tonight was the way tactically they took on New Zealand the first 20 minutes. And if you arrive from Mars and you watch the first 20 minutes, you'd probably think the gold team was the stronger team. That's the reality. But you got to be able to do it for 80 minutes, and you got to be able to. When you put teams under pressure, you got to be able to convert that to points, and we're not good enough to do that at the moment. But that's a step we need to take.
Any talk about steps, so compared to Pretoria and then to Parramatta, do you feel like despite the scoreline, it lost a step forward?
First 20 definitely, mate. First 20 definitely. Yeah, and my experience with teams is that sometimes, when you're trying to play a different way, you can do it for periods of time, and then you can't do it anymore. It's not automatic enough to play how we wanted to play. We want to play freer, and we want to attack the opposition. And when we did that in the first 20, we were really good, and then we got into some bad habits again, wanting to play in areas that they had a lot of defence because, that's what you're supposed to do. Look, it's a terrible result. I take full responsibility for it, but I'm pleased the way the players applied themselves the first 20 and the first bit of the second half. We had them under a fair bit of pressure for a long period there in the second half, but again, we got no points out of it. We can't get it going at the moment. Which is disappointing because we're putting a fair bit of work into that. But, again, we just got to keep at it, mate, because it's an important part of the game. Yeah, they scored 4 of their 6 tries at yellow cards, and 4 of their 6 tries were either maul or pick and go. You know, so you got to be good in that area these days, and we're not good enough. You know, I don't know how many mauls we had. Sorry, mate. I don't know how many mauls we had close to the line where at least 3, maybe 4, where they're point scoring opportunities and we get nothing out of it. We give them a turnover. Then psychologically, you know, your team goes from being up there to down here and they rise. And that's what we're not good at the moment. You know, that's one of the things we're not good at the moment, coping with that disappointment.
You've seen some decent All Black teams in your time. You've beaten some decent All Black teams in your time. Where does this team stand?
No, they're pretty good, mate. They played well. You know, I can't remember. I can maybe 2 passes that didn't go to hand. They were patient when they had the ball, and then when they broke, they were very, very. Their support play was outstanding. Yeah, I thought Mwanga kicked well. You know, he's turning into a proper test 10, isn't he? Yeah, ability to still attack but keep the pressure on through good tactical kicking. So yeah, no, pretty good team, mate.
If you meet them in the World Cup playoffs, you can still give yourself a starter's chance.
Well, it was a long time till then, mate. You know, and we can turn that 20 minutes into longer, which we're quite capable of doing. You know, I'm so proud of our players, the way they've gone about their work. You know, they've worked really hard, but we know it's not good enough. You know, and we apologise to all the fans that it's not good enough, but that's my fault, that's my responsibility, and, you know, I'll take it on the chin.
Do you think you've got enough time to turn around before December?
We're going to have to work pretty hard, mate, aren't we? You know, Dunedin, it's going to be fast, but the opportunity's there, mate. You know, because, yeah, there's the other side of it. When you win, you know, you become more vulnerable, and when you lose, you become more desperate. And whether we can turn our desperation into something that gives us an advantage over vulnerability, and we intend to do that. We'll do everything we can, mate.
When you say you take full responsibility for the loss, are you referring to selections?
No, well, someone's got to take responsibility for the loss, mate. It's the head coach that takes responsibility for it. So, yeah, I thought the players are working hard, trying really hard, trying to play a different way, and I'm really appreciative of their efforts. Although I think selection was right, mate. You're suggesting it wasn't? No, you can if you want to. I don't mind a bit of a discussion. Okay, who would you pick, mate? Tell me who you'd pick.
Well, Tate looked like they were struggling out there. Do you feel like that was the correct call?
Well, I think he's the best young 10 in Australia. And I've seen Richie Mwanga play tests like that. You know, and Richie Mwanga, if you look at his first 45 tests, he had a bit of up and down in it, right? And he wasn't good enough, then he was good enough. And sometimes you got to go through a bit of pain, mate, to bring young players through. And I'm prepared to go through that.
Yeah, you use the word.
So it's a very good point, though, mate. Very good point.
Earlier you used the word future. It was a bit of that selection around the future and making sure.
Yeah, well, we've got an unsuccessful history at the moment, and we need to turn it around. So we need to find players who can do it.
And can some of the older brigade that maybe have the scarring of years and years of Bledisloe defeats, is some of that about ushering through the new wave that don't have that?
That can be part of it. But it's also we've got to find players who want to give a bit more. Yeah, we just need players who are prepared to give more. And we'll find those.
Scott Barrett said that New Zealand learned a lot in preparation for this game on the last 20 minutes of last year's Bledisloe, when Australia really dominated that portion. What's changed in the last 12 months? That, you know, the last quarter of this game, you know, it seemed like New Zealand were on top of Australia taking it off.
Yeah, well, I don't think you can use that as a comparison, mate. Well, one thing that's changed the cage. So again, you can blame me, mate, if you want it. You know, if you want the headline, "The Problem's Jones," use that. I'm happy for you to use it, mate. But you know, every game has a context around it, and as I said, you know, if we did a couple of things a little bit better at the start of the game and got some more points on the board, then the last 20 minutes wouldn't have been what it was like. Yeah, we ran out of gas the last 20, mate.
Eddie, I think it was double the tackles the Wallabies had to make just about to half time there. Did you kick too much ball away or not kick well enough?
That is a good question. Well, I'm sure they kick more than us. That's one thing, and I'm sure they kick better than us. That's two. Does that answer your question?
Any further?
Do you expect Michael Hooper to be fit for next week?
No, he's a long way away, mate. Yeah.
You okay for the World Cup?
We'll have to wait and see.
You'll be pleased to know that New Zealand economy still stinks despite the All Blacks. You'll get a lot for your dollar in Dunedin.
Right. Okay. Good. So I'll take some coins over there, mate.
Eddie, just what are your tight head options? What are they? Is two going down as well?
Yeah. No. When it rains, it pours, mate. So we've got obviously Slips can play that side. Nongor we've had in the squad, and Talakai guys that can play that there.
Thanks,
Tom,
guys.
Eddie,
Let them go, Marty. Let them
Tom,
go.
Eddie,
Fire away, boys.
What did you make of him at number 7?
Yeah, competitive, good. You know, I think he's got a good future there, mate. Yeah, that's a hard game for him to play against, and we wanted to find out where he's at. So we've got a pretty good picture. Yeah, I like his attitude. I like his competitiveness. Yeah, Wayne likes to have a continuous game. You know, he likes to have a high ball in play game. So for a 7, it's a hard job. You know, I think in terms of the turnovers at the breakdown, we probably shaded in that area. I haven't seen the stats, but certainly my eye would tell me that. So I thought he did a pretty good job, mate.
Do you expect selection changes, or do you want to sort of give some of the boys out there another crack, or what do you
Oh, we'll review the game again and have a look and see where we can make an improvement, because one of the things is we want to win this second one. And there's a bit of a gap there at the moment, so we've got to see how we can improve the team.
What's your message to Wallabies fans? Starting the year 0-3, 83,000 of them out there. What's your message to the Wallabies fans at the moment?
Yeah, where there's life, there's hope, mate. Look, I've coached teams like this before, and you can turn it around. You can turn, and I saw enough today there to know that we can be a bloody good team. And it doesn't look like it at the moment. You're sitting there thinking, shit, what's this bloke talking about? But I'm telling you, boys, we can turn it around and be a very good team. So for the fans, they've got to keep being hopeful, keep praying, whatever God they've got, keep praying to, that we turn it around. We will. Don't worry, we will.
Eddie, when we take to the World Cup, do you want them to be fit by the time they get on the plane, or will you have to take some?
That's a hypothetical question at the moment. Yeah, look, I'll worry about that when we come up to World Cup selection. Yeah, I wouldn't give you a blanket view on that.
Just for clarity, you say Michael is not concerned.
No, I'm saying that he's got a serious injury, and when you've got a serious injury, there are deadlines, and we need to find out the deadline on it. When you've got a calf injury, sometimes you don't know how quickly it can recover. Sam Kerr's back playing on whenever they're playing. Monday. Sam Kerr's playing on Monday. How fit she is, I don't know.
With Hooper and 2 going down today, do you feel like the movie just take a trip with these injuries and comes up with your cards as well?
Yeah, but it's all part of, when you're not going well, mate, it tends to all happen. And then something happens and it all turns around. And we just got to keep working hard, keep concentrating on the things that are important. And if we do that, if our priorities are right. And I think, the good thing for me, if we went out today and couldn't play with any cohesiveness or any connection the first 20, I'd be putting up my hands and thinking, what's going on here? But I didn't. I saw a team that was cohesive, connected, knew how we wanted to beat New Zealand, but we weren't quite good enough to convert that pressure to points. Well, we weren't good enough to convert pressure to points. So and then you get a bit of a whooping, and the injuries come.
You've already done a roadmap similar to this in 2003, so there's reason to be optimistic. I remember in Sydney, the Wallabies got hammered in Bledisloe.
We got hammered by more than this, mate.
That's right, and yet we were all smiles come the semi-finals. So there is hope that this can turn around.
100%, mate. 100%. 100%.
Can you feel that this group can do it?
Yeah, no. Well, I saw enough today to make me believe we can. But there's a lot of hard work to do. transforming a team from where they are now to a team that's capable of beating New Zealand takes a lot of hard work, and the clock's ticking, but we've still got enough time. You know, every day counts. We might have to train on the plane on the way over. Like, we'll see if we can get a Hercules or something so we can do a bit of training on the way over. You know, everything counts, mate. Had enough? Or you want to keep going? You can still fire away. All right, you've had enough.
Sorry, can I ask about you mentioned the calf.
Yeah.
It is a difficult muscle. Would you risk, if it were one of your players, if you were 50-50, you could start a player, if you're not sure if they
Who's the coach of the Matildas?
Yeah. I know it's...
What's his name? Who's the coach?
Tony Gustafsson.
Well, if I was him, I'd be playing her, mate, because they've got to win. Right? They've got to roll her out, strap her up, whatever they need to do, because she can play. Shit, she can play.
I mean,
Done.